The applicability may be varying, and the scale would be varying. So what is principles of management? Management principles are the statement of fundamental truth based on logic which provides guidelines for managerial decision making and actions. So these principles will help a manager to take good decisions to run his business, to run his a company, to run his shop or whatever it is. Okay. So those principles are being researched in the past, and scholars have found so many things that were practically producing good results. Okay, those things are being accepted globally, and theoretically it is being presented to people who are studying management. That is what they are doing now. Okay, features of principles of management. See, principles of management are universal. It is common everywhere. Okay, so principles of management are flexible. As it is common, it is not the case that it will be always rigid. Okay, so the principle applicable in the US is not will not be the same in India, because the socio-cultural environment changes. So it depends upon the geography where it is being implemented also. That is why these kind of principles are flexible in nature. Okay, principles of management have a cause and effect relationship. Why it is having a cause and effect relationship is nothing but if you are implementing a principle, and it will create a result. Okay, so if you want to bring the desired result, you need to implement the right principle. Okay, that is why it will have a cause and effect. நீங்க ஒன்று போட்டீங்கன்னா அதுக்கான ரிசல்ட் கண்டிப்பாக கிடைக்கும். ஸோ அந்த ரிசல்ட் உங்களுக்கு என்ன தேவையோ அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி இன்புட் தான் நீங்கள் உள்ள வைக்கணும். அதுக்கான டிசிஷன் தான் நீங்கள் எடுக்கணும். Okay, I'm sorry if I'm using Tamil here and there. Okay, principles of management aims at influencing human behavior. So the basic and the ultimate focus of principles of management is to control people. Okay, principles of management are all equal importance. So it is applicable everywhere. Not only nations, and it is not only human. It is applicable for all the aspects of business, irrespective of its nature. It may be tangible or intangible. It doesn't matter. So let's see what Henry Fayol's 14 principles of management. See, Henry Fayol has established 14 principles of management, which is universally accepted, and it is still there being implemented in every organization. Okay, let's see what are those 14 principles. First one, division of labor. If you have an overall organization, you should split the overall organization's work into different types of work. You have to segregate the work. You have to departmentize the functions. Okay, once it is done, it can be divided and subdivided and allocated to the respective team that can do. For example, if you have a manufacturing company, if you have a car manufacturing company, it is not that one person who is joining in the shop floor can do everything. Okay, painting, that's a different thing. Okay, electrical works, that's a different thing. Okay, spare parts, different thing. So you have to divide and subdivide the work and allot it to the right people. Okay, next, authority and responsibility. Authority and responsibility is that if you are placing a person, if your placement is done for a position, okay, that particular position will be having an authority to do some work, and he or she will be in a position to take the responsibility of the overall duties assigned to them on that particular capacity. For example, if a supervisor is there, the supervisor has the authority to ask his people to work. Okay, at the same way, the supervisor has the responsibility towards his manager or her manager in saying that, in producing the right result for the team. Unity of command. Unity of command is very much essential for any organization, because right from the top level to the bottom level, the command has to be very uniform, disciplined, and stable. Okay, so that has to be maintained to ensure the entire organization is in a harmonious state, and the overall work environment is suitable for everyone to work freely to achieve the desired goal, and there will not be any confusion. Okay, if the unity of command is there in an organization, confusions will be reduced. Unity of direction. According to this principle, efforts of all the members of the organization should be directed towards common goals. Just like as we saw in the previous slide, in the previous set of slides, management will be focusing on converting the individual interest towards a common interest. The same way, Okay, unity of direction will help in directing the individual groups. Individual groups are large population of workers. Okay, towards achieving a common goal. Okay, Fayol advocates one plan, which means that there should be one plan for a group of activities having similar objectives. If you have 10 different groups working, okay, you should have similar sort of objectives இருந்துச்சுன்னா அவங்களுக்கு ஒரே மாதிரியான பிளான் இருக்கும். Okay, that is what is very much important. If you have 5 teams who are doing the same job, okay, they should have the same plan. Then only it will be considered as a place where the principle of unity of direction is applicable, is being applied and practiced. Equity, it implies that managers should be fair and impartial. If you are a manager, you should not take sides, you should not be biased. You have to treat your people same, equal every time. Order. This principle is concerned with proper and systematic arrangement of things and placement of people. So you should have, what is the placement of people comes in when it comes to the principle of order. See, it's very simple. You have to keep the right people at the right place. That is very much essential. Okay, you can't have a civil engineer who is doing automobile work over there unless and until he is certified for it. Okay, so you cannot have a person who is having a BA English degree working working as a finance head immediately. So even if the qualification is different, he or she has to have some knowledge about what is finance. So you have to be in a clear mindset to ensure you are placing the right people for the right job. And discipline is very much important. Discipline lies everywhere in an organization. Okay, in every aspect, in every process. So that is very much important. Okay, discipline means sincerity, obedience, respect of authority, and observance of rules and regulation of the enterprise. This principle applies that subordinates should respect their superiors and they obey their orders. Okay, initiative. So all advise the management should provide opportunity to its employees. That defined in the functions of management, like innovation. So initiative is very much important. If an employee comes in with a good idea, the management has to support them. They have to provide them enough scope for them to come up in their profession and recognize their efforts. Okay, if there is an innovative idea coming up, that should be appreciated and recognized. Fair remuneration. It's very simple. People who are doing the same sort of a job, same sort of objectives for being followed, they all should have a equal remuneration. There should not be any sort of a wavering. Okay, if a person is working, if you have 1,000 employees working over there, 300 people are laborers. The labor should have commonly a fair remuneration for each and everyone based on their experience and job nature. Stability of tenure. Stability of tenure is very much important. If you are hiring a new person, it is not the case the very next day he or she will work and produce results. So it is the duty of the management to let the particular person or the particular team for a while, train them, give them the place for practicing it, and after that you can expect the results out of it. Okay, a scalar chain. The scalar chain defines a chain of superior ranging from the ultimate authority to the lowest. So it is nothing but the flow of authority that comes from top to bottom. Okay, the top management will be having the highest authority, and it will come as it reduces, the authority reduces over there. So every order, instruction, messages, request, explanation, etc. has to pass through the scalar chain. So it has to go through the example, if a worker wants a leave, then he has to approach his supervisor. First he has to approach the supervisor, and then only he can go to the manager. But he should not go and knock the door of the manager for everything. Subordination of individual interest to general interest. It's very simple. If you're having 1,000 people working there, 1,000 people have 1,000 interests on their own. Okay. So if everyone is working on their own interest, okay, the overall organization cannot achieve its desired objective. So we have to sacrifice our self-interest in that and work for a common interest. Okay. Split the cost. It refers to team spirit. It's very simple. If you're working in an organization, you should work with the mindset of, being a team member, team player. Centralization and decentralization. It is this particular principle is very much important if an organization is having many branches. Example, if you have 100 branches or 200 branches, if you want to take decision from the head office alone, it will be highly difficult, and it will be time consuming and also. So for those kind of a business type, decentralization will work out. Whereas centralization will work out in a place where the entire operation is happening within the company. I'm just trying to unmute all. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. I'm sorry if my voice was low.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, I have a doubt not regarding this content about what you have presented. I have a doubt about this chaos about joining the meeting, sir. It's getting very much stressed about this. People please solve this. Can't able to join. Many people still waiting for the joining.
I just want to give you a clear information, boss. Okay, I'm just sharing my live. Okay? I'm sharing my live screen. Okay.
Sir, this is considered. I also face the same problem. So many of them are waiting to join, sir.
Sir, excuse me. I'm just answering the same question for him.
There has been a lot of chaos, sir. For the past 1 hour, more than 100 of people are not able to join the meeting.
1 minute, sir. Excuse me, sir. This is what you are saying, right? This is what I could see from my end. Okay?
For chat box also disabled for me, sir.
So if the chat box is disabled, you need to get into the settings of your Teams app, sir. Okay. So this is what is being given to us. So even for this meeting, I few people mentioned that people are waiting in the lobby. I just enable people.
Sir, after this presentation, can you please share that PPT, sir?
So it will come to you over the mail. I'm not able to because we
Did you share the attendance link, sir?
Yes, it is there, and the message is being pinned. Please look for the pinned message in the chat.
Sir, actually, we are unable to see the chat box, sir, actually.
Ma'am, are you using your mobile phone?
Hello?
Yes, we are using the laptop, sir.
Sir, offline.
Sir, will you share once again, sir, attendance link?
Sir, please say some important questions for exam, sir.
Sir, important questions, sir.
Sir, I'm
Sir,
going to tell because
say some important questions for exam, sir.
Different people will be sitting different systems. So, to me, I will say that these 14 principles of management would be for sure. கடைசியா சொன்ன அந்த சொல்லுங்க சார்.
அப்படிலாம் நேற்று இந்த டாபிக் கொஞ்சம் நடத்திட்டாங்க.
கொஞ்சம் தமிழ்ல எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணா நல்லா இருக்கும் சார்.
இல்லை நான் தமிழில் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணால் நேற்று வந்து எனக்கு தமிழ் தெரியலன்றாங்க. கம்ப்ளீட்டாக என்ன பண்ண முடியும், நீங்களே சொல்லுங்க.
Sir.
சொல்லுங்க சார்.
Sir, important question.
Yesterday topic தான சார் today just recall பண்ணீங்க.
நேத்து பண்ணதை எனக்கு
ஜாயின் பண்ண முடியல.
Okay sir.
Classes, so you can say the expected questions.
Can you? Okay, we are getting some noise from someone.
Sir, can you explain the article?
Hello. Voice வருது sir. Hello.
சார் யாரோட சைடுல நாய்ஸ் அதிகமா இருக்கு?
நாய்ஸ் அதிகமா இருக்கு சார்.
சார் மைக் டிசேபிள் பண்ணிட்டு என்கொயரி வந்தா சாட்ல மெசேஜ் பண்ணுங்க சார்.
Sir, can we have the offline class? Many are suffering, sir. Sir, you please disable everyone's mic and enable the chat option, sir.
சார் மீட்டிங்கோட ப்ராப்பர் லிங்க் வேணும் சார். ஏன்னா இன்னும் 2-3 பேர் ஜாயின் ஆகணும். என் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் நிறைய பேர் ஜாயின் ஆகணும். இதுல வந்து MBA A23 பேட்ச்.
I'm just speaking now. Is my voice clear? I have no trouble with any of my gadgets here. Everything is properly. Sometimes, as the flow grows, my voice might have gone down when I was taking the classes. I'm just getting some information, getting some queries in the chat box. Now, if few people are asking about offline classes, you people have to approach the university for this one. Okay. And if you are asking about important questions, see, I'm not going to say what it will come there. Even I'm from MBA background, and I'll just say what we used to think would be important. See, this 14 principles of management would be a definite question for sure. Okay, and then there will be a question related to various approaches of management, which we are going to see now. Okay, these two are main questions and main and important questions. And for the question posted related to your semester, we are not the right people to say that we don't have any information about it. For offline classes, please reach out to the university. Okay, we don't have that. We are professors who take classes here, so we are not the right authority for that. See, I think there is in your if someone is asking about is the university book enough and standard books are there. They have given some notes in the portal, that is in the website. Right? To my knowledge, it will be enough for you to take up the examination using that. If you want to gain more knowledge, definitely you need to go for standard books. The 14 principles of management compulsory questions are going to find. Okay, that's what I feel. Okay. Without that question, there won't be any question paper for basics of management. And someone is saying, sir, I'm comparing principles of management which you are teaching with the book. I mean, please explain the topics, spread the costs once again, sir, because I am not seeing the title in your PPT. How are you? literacy, I was showing that very clearly. There is the cost. It is there. If you have a book and look into my presentation, then it will be difficult because you cannot focus here. 14 principles are 11 നടക്കാൻ முடியாது. See, I can explain you as you wish, So split the cost is nothing but working in a team. A team split is very important. Okay, that is one principle for any business. So someone is asking, the 14 principles of management, headlines which you own or write பண்ணலாமா? Yes, you can write. Being in, see, for you all, I'm just giving a general suggestion to you all. Okay, this is a complete theory. Okay, so no one would expect you to write what is in the book directly. What நீங்க என்ன புரிஞ்சுக்கிறீங்களோ அது நீங்க உங்களோட own words and concept மாறாம எழுதுங்க. அதுதான் ரொம்ப அவசியம். Okay, you have to understand what is what and then use it. You can write it on your own, no problem, without changing the context and the meaning. Okay. Okay, I'm getting this frequent questions. Okay, what related to your examination. For information related to your examination, please ask university people. Okay. Okay, I hope I have ensured that whatever we saw yesterday is being explained to people who had some doubts or who were not in a position to attend yesterday's class. So let's go on to the next topic now. See, you all will be getting the PPT to your email ID through the university, because every class we finish, we share the information, we share the materials to the university, and they will in turn share it with you, because we don't have all your email IDs with us. Okay, so that will automatically be there in your email accounts very soon. Please do not panic about it. உங்களுக்கான இந்த பிபிடிஸ் எல்லாமே உங்களுக்கு வந்துடும், உங்கள் இமெயில் ஐடிக்கு வந்துடும். ஓகே, ஸோ நாங்கள் ஒவ்வொரு செஷன் நாங்கள் முடித்த உடனே நாங்கள் எடுக்கக்கூடிய மெட்டீரியல்ஸை நாங்கள் யூனிவர்சிட்டிக்கு சப்மிட் பண்ணிடுவோம். அவங்க உங்களுடைய இமெயில் ஐடிக்கு அவங்க அனுப்புவாங்க. பிகாஸ் எங்களுக்கு இவ்வளோ குரூப் ஆஃப் இமெயில் ஐடிக்கு எங்ககிட்ட தர மாட்டாங்க. ஓகே, so we'll go for the next one. Okay. So let's get into the, so are you able to see my screen now? My screen visible? Has someone confirmed? Okay, we'll jump on to the next topic, managerial roles. Now, what are the roles of a manager? Okay, let's see managerial roles. To meet the many demands of performing their functions, managers assume multiple roles. A role in an organized set of behavior. Henry Mintzberg has identified 10 roles common to work of all managers. The 10 roles are divided into 3 groups: interpersonal, information, and decisional. See, managers have many roles. One manager has a role. It's not that a person will sit in his cabin and do everything. Okay, the manager will have many responsibilities in any sort of an organization. Okay, that are all very pivotal to the entire business function. Okay, so that's very, very important. Being a manager, you should be in a mindset where you should have a openness to do any sort of a work that is required to solve the business issues. Okay, the role does not limit with certain things alone. Because always managerial role will be expanded every time. Okay, so there was some sort of a scientific information based on the researchers. They came out with 10 different roles that is commonly applicable for any business, for anyone who is at a managerial role. So hence Henry Mintzberg established this 10 roles that are being identified by him. Okay, it is being grouped under 3 categories. One is interpersonal, another is informational, and decisional. So interpersonal, informational, and decisional, these 3 categories will have all these 10 roles inside them. Okay, so we'll see what are those. Let's see what is an interpersonal contact. Interpersonal contact is one of the most effective ways to reduce prejudice between different group members. Properly managed contact between the groups should reduce problems and lead to better interaction. It is simple. It seems simple. If one has the opportunity to communicate with others, then one is able to understand and appreciate different points of view involving different ways of life. See, interpersonal contact அப்படின்றது ஒரு மேனேஜர் வந்து approachable, he or she has to be in an approachable zone. He should not say that I will not speak to this person, I will not speak to this person. The manager's role is to speak a lot. Okay, you have to interact a lot with the people who are all working under you or else working with you. Okay, if you do that with your group members, if you do that to your team members, if you do that to the overall organization, okay, it will reduce a lot of things. And the interactions will help, in managing the people in the right way. Okay, so this will help you to communicate with others and understand what they are, and you can easily find out what they want and what is going on among them. Okay. The 3 interpersonal roles are primarily concerned with interpersonal relationships. 1, as a figurehead. 2nd, leader, and 3rd, as a liaison. So what is so these 3 roles are very important for any manager. Okay. So as a figurehead, you should be in a position that people look into you for anything and get inspired of it. Okay. You should not be you should not let your shoulder down anytime. You should be the right person to get any solution, to get any information, to get any advice, right? To get any directions. Okay. People should approach the manager, and you should have that particular capability in you, and this role is very much important. Then the leader. You should be the leader of the entire clan, and you should be the leader of the entire population. The people who are working under you, okay, you should lead them, because you should impart that leadership in everyone, at every stage and at every place. And a liaison role. Liaison role is nothing but between the management and the people working under you. Okay, you should be you should be the bridge between these two people. Okay, not only between the management and the workers, among the workers also. Your role as a liaison is very much important. Figurehead. The manager performs ceremonial and symbolic duties as a head of the organization. He is, as a figurehead, you will be the head of everything. People will look at you for everything. You will be the right person for doing any sort of a work over there. Okay, any sort of information or any sort of a help, they will reach out to you, and they will see you as an inspiring individual. Then, role of a leader. Fosters a proper work atmosphere and motivates and develops subordinates. Liaison. Develops and maintains a network of external contacts to gather information. Next role, informational role. Information processing. Information roles are primarily concerned with the information aspects of managerial work. The three information roles are primarily concerned with the information aspects of managerial work: designator, spokesperson, and monitor. So designator transmits factual and value-based information to subordinates. The information useful argument correct argument. The right information has to be verified a lot by the manager. That's a big role. Being a manager, that is one of the biggest roles. Okay, your information that you are sharing to your subordinate has to be 100% perfect. Okay, it should be factual and it should be value-based. Okay, this disseminator role is very, very important for any manager. Then the spokesperson communicates to the outside world on performance and quality. So you should be in a position as a manager. If I have 10 people working in my team, I'm the person who has to speak and who can speak about how my people are working and how my policies are being followed. Okay, how my people are performing inside. Then monitor gathers internal and external information relevant to the organization. Okay, so you should monitor all the things, what is happening around the, it may be whether the internal environment or the external environment. Okay, the manager's role is to monitor both the sides. Okay, you should collect enough information about both internal and external organization. Then decision making role. So if you have all these things, the final thing in any of the management concept is making good decisions. Managerial roles that revolve around making choices. There are 4 decisional roles. 1, entrepreneur. 2, disturbance handler. 3, resource allocator. 4, negotiator. So entrepreneur designs and initiates change in the organization. Entrepreneur is what you should not say fence it within only the concept of doing a business. Okay, even if you are a manager inside an organization, you should also have a role of an entrepreneur, because you need to design what you need to do inside your team. Okay, because you are the person who has the authority to do that and also the responsibility to bring out the result. Okay, so a sort of an entrepreneurship role is also needed then. Okay, and there are certain companies in the present environment where there is intrapreneurial opportunities for people working working in their company. You yourself can become an entrepreneur inside the organization. Okay. Next is the disturbance handler. Deals with unwanted events and operational breakdowns. The next, resource allocators. As we told, management's role is, when it comes to staffing, the manager has to be in a right position to bring in right people whenever it is needed to execute a job. Okay, controls and authorize the use of organizational resources. negotiating, participates in negotiation activities with other organizations, and if there is any conflict, if there is any problem, the manager's role is to negotiate among the people and get the things done.
என்னோட chat option வந்து disable ஆகிடுச்சு பண்ண முடியுமா?
People, are you able to see my screen? Okay, let's move on to the next topic, evaluation of management thought. This is one of the important questions that people can consider. Okay? There are different approaches of management, okay, which is classified into 5 categories. 1, classical approach. 2, behavioral approach. 3, quantitative approach. 4, systems approach. And 5, contingency approach. Let's see what are the different approaches. The classical approach. Okay, 1. There are many subcategories in this. Okay, so we will look into that. This is completely a theoretical thing. Once it is being shared with you, you can go through that and learn. Classical approach. Scientific management. Frederick Winslow Taylor is known as the father of scientific management. Scientific management is a theory of management that analyzes and synthesizes workflows with the objective of improving labor productivity. Okay, next. Administrative management. Administrative management focuses on the management process and principles of management. Henry Fayol is a major contributor to this approach of management. That's what we saw for the principles of it. Okay. Then bureaucratic management. Bureaucratic management focuses on the ideal form of organization. Max Weber was a major contributor to bureaucratic management. These are all the approaches that comes under the classical approach. Next is behavioral approach. Human relation. Hawthorne experiment began in 1924 and continued through the early 1930s. A variety of researchers participated in the studies, including Elton Mayo. One of the major conclusions of the Hawthorne studies was the workers' attitudes are associated with productivity. This can be an important question. Hawthorne experiment. Possibly, I haven't ever seen that, but it is one of the important concepts if you want to really know what's a human aspect of any management. Then behavioral science. Behavioral science and the study of organizational behavior emerged in 1950s and 1960s. The behavioral science approach was a natural progression of the human relations movement. The behavioral science approach has contributed to the study of management through its focus on personality, attitude, values, motivation, group behavior, leadership, communication, and conflict, among other issues. All these things, it focuses on an individual. Okay, from that particular perspective, how the management can be maintained, can be done. Quantitative approach. Management science, operations research. Management science, also called as operations research, uses mathematical and statistical approaches to solve management problems. The quantitative approach, this particular approach is very widely used in larger organizations. They deal with numbers. Okay, they use statistics to take decisions. They use the numbers to take the decision and to direct the overall operations of the company. Okay, they do a lot of operations research. The production and operations management. This approach focuses on the operation and control of the production process that transforms resources into finished goods and services. This is one of the key elements of any management when it comes to any business. This is one of the key elements. Production and operations management is very much important because you could see in any organization, the ultimate desire is to give a finished product for which only they are given. If the product is made, they can sell it out and bring in the revenue. Right? So production and operations management is very important for any organization. Whereas management science will be helpful in taking managerial decisions, top level decisions. It will be helpful for them. How much they need to invest, and how many people they want, what is the level of margins, what's the level of profit they can aim at. All these things, operations research will give a good result for them. With that particular report, they can take good decisions in directing the overall company. Next is systems approach to management. This particular thing can alone be a good question. Okay, can alone be a good question to answer. You can mark it as an important question also. Systems approach to management. So this particular concept came after the evolution of computers and the systems engineering. Okay, so you should not related to only computers alone. Okay, so this is nothing. A systems approach is nothing but having things in place and coordinating it in the right way in a fixed manner. This was developed after 1950. Many pioneers during those kind of contributions happened in 1950s. This system approach looks upon the management and system of an organized whole makeup of subsystems integrated to a unity or orderly property. It's very simple. Many units are there. All those units will contribute to the overall result. Okay. So other than systems approach, individual units are one proper system of pattern. Okay. In a computer, input output process is so again, systems approach is one. Okay. Systems approach does not mean that you need to interrelate to directly with computers. Okay. It is something different. The attention should be given to overall effectiveness of the system rather than the effectiveness of any subsystem is isolated. It's very much needed. Overall result is focus on. Okay, so that is very much important. That is, it took where management process school left off in attempting to unify management theory. It emphasizes the interrelatedness of and interdependence of all activities within an organization. It is based on a system analysis. It attempts to identify the nature of relationship of various parts of the system. A system is set of interconnected elements or components, parts to achieve certain goals. An organization is viewed by the modern authors as an open system. See, எந்த ஒரு organization இருந்தாலும் they have individual elements in it. So all these elements come together to form an overall company which produces the result. Example, நீங்க வந்து ஒரு garments வச்சிருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னா overall வெளியில இருந்து பார்க்கும்போது goods you get the raw materials from outside where you get the length of cloth and you make the apparels inside and then send it out as a finished product, right? So உள்ள வர்றதும் வெளியில போறது மட்டும் கிடையாது, உள்ள இண்டிவிஜுவல் காம்பனன்ட் இண்டிவிஜுவல் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் ஒரு எலமெண்டா பார்க்கணும். ஸோ அது நீங்க if you coordinate everything, link it everything in a proper manner, okay, this will help the overall management of the organization in the best way. This is the best way to run any business. If you have proper system in place, the management decisions and management process will be very easy. If you go to big manufacturing companies, example, if you go to Ingata and all, if you see Hyundai and all these things, car manufacturing companies are there. There you could see how the systems are followed very clearly. If the raw materials are entering, they can enter only through one gate. Not they might have 20-25 gates around all over the surrounding the company, but procuring of raw materials, that is entering of raw materials inside the factory happens only through one gate. So that particular system is set for that alone. Okay. From there, from there the raw materials go to the warehouse. From there it will be taken to respective departments for usage. Okay. So everything is documented and things are placed at required intervals and gaps, and there will be a proper synchronization of process. Who is taking the raw material, for what he is taking, for what it is required, and how much it is being taken. All these things are systematically monitored and set, and if they follow it very, very clearly. So just imagine, Hyundai வந்து 20-25 கேட் இருக்குன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, எந்த டைரக்ஷன்ல எது வேணா வந்து போகலாம்னா உங்களால் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ண முடியும். வெரி சிம்பிள். மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் இஸ் நத்திங் பட் கண்ட்ரோலிங் திங்ஸ். ஓகே, can you control it? No, you cannot control it. Yes, you control பண்ண முடியும் எந்த கேட்ல வந்தாலும். Yes, it is possible, but it will be a complex thing to control. Okay. The ultimate focus of any management is to reduce the complexity in any business. Okay, so 25 gates are there. If I allow 25 lorries at the same time, 25 trucks at the same time, it will solve any issues. It is not the case. If you allow that, what about the finished goods going out of the company? All the 25 gates are accessed for this, right? So complexity also increase. So streamline systems approach is very, very important. Nowadays, systems, I'm using the word system in latest approach using the software helps a lot in running any organization and managing any organization very well. Okay, நிறைய ERP software இருக்கு, project management software இருக்கு. So those things play a key role now in ensuring the overall management process is done in the best possible. You can see here. So what are the 5 basic parts of an organization? See, input, process, output, feedback, and environment. See, the overall environment is what is a company. Okay, input, transformation, output. So what are the input? Raw materials, human resources, capital, technology, information. And then once you bring in all these things, you will start working on it, right? This is where the transformation process happens. Employees work, activities, management activities, technology and operational methods. Using all these things, example, raw material வருது, அது process பண்றாங்க, ஆளுங்க work பண்றாங்க, எல்லா ஆக்டிவிட்டீஸும் நடக்குது, ப்ராப்பர் டெக்னாலஜி யூஸ் பண்றீங்க, ப்ராப்பர் டெசிஷன்ஸ் எடுக்கிறீங்க, அதெல்லாம் எடுத்து ப்ராப்பரா முடிச்சிங்கன்னா you will reach out to a stage where the output, the desired output is ready. So once the output is ready, output product and services starts, financial results will come, information and human resources. யார் எவ்வளவு ஒர்க் பண்ணிருக்காங்கன்றத ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ண முடியும். Okay, this is very important. Okay, if there are any flaws, automatically the feedback has to be recorded and given it placed or used at the input stage. Okay, this feedback will help in improving the overall process continuously. Okay, feedback system is very, very important for any organization success. Next is contingency approach to management. As such, managers must take into account these contingencies where making decisions that affect the organization. Contingency theory also proposes structural changes or defines leadership style and control systems in an organization that allow it to react to environmental contingencies. See, it's very simple. Contingency is, unexpected situations may come. Okay, so at that particular point, the managers or the overall top management should be in a position to meet out those things. What are the primary characteristics of contingency approach? The primary characteristics of contingency theory include non-universality of management theory. There is no one best way of doing things. As I told you, right, you cannot apply the same principle for in the US and India at the same time, because US culture is different, Indian culture is different. Okay, so there is nothing called as universally common. Okay, இப்படி தான் இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ணணும்ன்றது பாசிபிலிட்டி கிடையாது. Okay, there are certain changes. That is why we saw that management is flexible one. Okay, it should be flexible. Contingency. Management decision making is contingent upon the situation. See, time க்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி தான் decision இருக்கும். Okay, so example is ஒரு சின்ன if you are becoming an administrative manager, you're looking into a problem where 4 or 5 of our employees, workers have come late. Okay, so there might be many other reasons. Many reasons will be there. Okay, but you should analyze that. Okay, based on that particular situation, you have to take the decision. As per the company, if you are coming late after 1 hour, automatically half a day LOC. But as a manager, at that particular point, you have to listen to them and see, whether their reasons are all valid. If it is a valid reason, then definitely you can allow them to get the complete attendance out of it. Okay. Environment. Managerial policy and practices to be effective must adjust to changes in the environment. See, all the policies should not be rigid every time. Okay. As we say that flexibility is very important. When the principles are implemented, okay, when the process is in place, you should have a sort of flexibility whenever it is needed. You should be flexible in solving the issues. If you have a rigid policy, then it is really, really difficult. Diagnostics. Managers must possess and continue to improve diagnostic skills so as to anticipate and ready for environmental changes. So you should, being a manager, you should be always watchful. You should expect the worst. You should always be doing some research. What is happening around you, what is happening inside in the internal environment, what is happening outside the market. So all these things you have to research a lot and do. Always you should be in a position to diagnose what may come in the future. Okay. Human relations. Managers should have sufficient human relations skills to accommodate and stabilize change. This is very, very important. Okay. For any manager, okay, the HR skills are very important. HR skills does not limit that it should be within the HR department. The HR department has thousands of roles. Okay, that is different. Whereas every manager. So why should I? நீங்க கேட்கலாம், ஏன் சார் HR டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் இருக்கும், நாங்கள் அதை பார்க்கலாம் அப்படின்னு. It's not the case. Day to day basis அவங்க பக்கத்தில் ஒரு HR இருந்து எல்லாத்தையும் பார்க்க மாட்டாங்க. கீழே 10 பேர் ஒர்க் பண்ணுறாங்க. You naturally become responsible for those 10 people. Okay, you should have that management skill. Very much essential for any manager. Okay, many managers fail when they don't have good HR skills in them. Okay, they might have been highly qualified, so many accomplishments they might have got through their education, but once it comes to practical implementation, if they are lacking HR skills, human relation skills, okay, it will be difficult for them to work with any team or any group of people. Information and communication. Managers must develop a communication system adequate to deal with environmental changes. For example, classic example is now. If you are working in a company, முதல்லலாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு எம்ப்ளாயி வீட்டுக்கு போயிட்டாங்க, அவங்களை அப்ரோச் பண்ண முடியாது. இன்னைக்கு அப்படி இல்லை, மொபைல் இருக்கு, உடனே கூப்பிடுவீங்க. Even now, we have so many things nowadays, WhatsApp or Telegram, all these things. So frequent information sharing is happening. Whenever it is needed, people get in touch with you. So this helps a lot for the management. Okay. How do contingencies affecting organization structure? The contingency approach defines not only patterns of internal interaction but also suggests organization designs and management approaches must appropriate for specific situations. The contingency situation varumbodhu and scope only management has to have the scope open. Okay. The commonly identified contingencies influencing organization structure include organizational size, nature of business and technology, environmental uncertainty, individual differences of organizational preferences. These sorry. Based on the organizational structure, okay. For example, you have 1,000 employees, and that's a good size for a bigger organization. Okay, you place some policies and procedures in it. Okay, things are going out smoothly. If there is an issue that comes in, okay, you have to have a contingency approach to solve the thing, because as per your plan, the situation may not come. Right? The reason for that may be anything, maybe an internal factor or an external factor. உள்ள இருக்கிறதுனால பிரச்சனையா இருக்கும், வெளியில இருக்கிறதுனால ஒரு பிரச்சனையா இருக்கும், எதுவும் இருக்கும். எக்ஸாம்பிள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா லாஸ்ட் 2 years முன்னாடி எனக்கு நோக்கியா ஃபேக்டரியில சரி ஸ்ரீகுருமுதூர்ல ஒரு ஃபுட்டு சாப்பிட்ட சில பசங்களுக்கு உடம்பு இல்லாமல் போயிருக்கு. In that situation, it is not the case that the company might be prepared to face that. Okay, because food is being supplied by a third party. Okay, so with one good belief, a particular contractor will give good food for my employees. I'm giving the business to them. It happened. Okay, which is out of control. At that time, the company has to have a plan in place to solve it. Okay, ரொம்ப பெரிய ஆர்கனைசேஷனாக இருந்தால் கொஞ்சம் டஃப்பாக இருக்கும். Okay, in an organization you can even do the change immediately, whereas in a larger organization, definitely it will be tough to bring in the contingency approach. The nature of business and technology, the need for customization. Next, environmental uncertainty. Okay. Next, individual differences of organizational differences. Example, for example, just nothing political. Just take the case of you're going to open a beer manufacturing unit. Okay, in Tamil, just look at the case of two different cases, two different situations now. You are an investor, you want to start a business, okay? You want to start a beverage company. You have two options. One, you can start your business in Pondicherry where the government helps and everything. Okay, for that particular business. You can start in Tamilnadu. Example, I'm just giving you an idea. You're opening near Viluppuram. Okay, so just imagine people around Viluppuram or else around that area won't be having the mindset. There will be interest, different of interest will be there definitely, because they see that particular business may spoil their entire people. Okay, then they may get some employment opportunities, whereas on the other side, people, elderly people will say, if this comes in, my people will be getting damaged. Their life will be in danger. They get addicted to it. All these things will happen. Whereas if you look into the case of Pondicherry, the main business is that that's a big source of revenue for the overall state. Okay, they will support you there. People will support you because they need that employment opportunity over there. Yes. Please give me a minute. I'm getting it. Sorry for the interruption. So the difference, individual difference or organization preference on this, it plays a key role. Okay. Based on that, you should have a right plan in place at that particular time to solve the issue. This is one of the levels of management. See, top level, middle level, and lower level. Top level is the main job. The main job is to establish mission and goals as well as general operating policies of the organization. The common job titles for top management are chairman, managing director, or general manager. So this is what it is. So this is where the management levels. Sorry, this is where the administrative level stops. Okay, next is the middle level. Its main job is to establish mission and goals as well as the general operating procedures of the organization. See, this is where these people would not only establish, they will implement. Okay, the common job titles for top level management are marketing managers, human resource managers, finance management, etc. These are all the managerial levels, where people involved into day-to-day operations of the organization. Okay, next is the lower level management. It is largely responsible for carrying out the day-to-day activities within the organization. The common job titles of the top level managers, this level it's not top level, lower level, okay, are supervisors, foremen, etc. Still, you have a small break and will come.